Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Wednesday, September 20th, 2023, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App, $ ORION NWSF, or the YouTube Super Chat right here. So today is a very special day. We've been hustling, we've been grinding, we've been trying to get closer and closer to that 20,000 subscriber mark, and we finally hit the number today. So it feels really, really good. You know, we've hit it, gone backwards a little bit, hit it again, gone backwards a little bit. And I feel that this time around, we're going to just keep it moving forward. We're not going to have to worry about booting people out of the room. And I feel that, you know, all that hard work with all the reaction videos, all the videos that have been done with the live streams as well, we finally made it. So it feels very, very good to be able to hit these numbers. Daniel in the building. What to do? Megan with a $5 to start us off. So relieved, fam. Mom will be home sometime tomorrow. Good. That sounds great. $5 holla. Let's go, baby. $5 holla. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $5 holla. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And we'll go into the starting lineups. Let me get everything situated here with the game as well. But very excited. You know, it's been a very, very long road, and there's not a lot of people that typically get to 10,000 or 20,000 subs or higher out of like the 140 million YouTube channels that are out there. Only 2% are over 10,000 subs. So even though we are in the elite 2%, I mean, I got bigger dreams than just 20. You know, I want to hit 25. I want to hit 50. I want to hit 100. Hell, I'm going to be honest. I want to hit 200. I want to hit 300. I want to hit 400. I want to hit 500K. I know some people think that that's just a crazy number, but with the talent that we have here on this channel and the people that we have in the room, we just have to be patient, wait our turn, and eventually, you know, get into the algorithm. And as long as I keep working hard, I know good things are going to happen for us here on the channel. Let's go, baby. Sarah's in the building. What's good? How are you? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. $5, 95 to go to hit the first goal, and hopefully we can get to the secondary goal today as well. NC Jolly in the building. Thank you so much. You know, it's like, you know, when you end up having a dream and then you end up bringing someone along for the ride, like my former partner, and then they end up quitting, you know, and then trying to see if they think they're better than me and they want to try to do it on their own. That's fine. But again, I've had to reinvent myself many times, from just doing reaction videos from the football side, a little bit of rugby and soccer and the things that we were doing when we were streaming together, and then having to kind of reevaluate everything and now getting back into the reaction videos. And then now this is really your one-stop shop. And I feel with stats and analytics, you're not going to find a channel that's going to give it to you better, but we end up doing the NFL, college football, MLB, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, wrestling, AEW, WWE, a little bit of boxing and UFC. So I feel that, you know, most channels have kind of a specialty where they just do like their team, or maybe just the NFL, or just a particular team, like, for example, Seahawks. You know, but we give you everything here, and that's really what gives us the advantage, I feel, over some of the other channels, as well as obviously me working in the sales industry for over 20 years on the phone. So that comfort level being on the microphone and having that podcast, TV, radio voice is what people tell me. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very much, and thank you. And third time's the charm. And I feel that once we continue to keep grinding, and I'm going to be, you know, pumping out 16 reaction videos every single week, I know that we're going to keep grinding and we're going to get some new goats. We'll have some of those people convert over to the live stream, and I'll be doing pretty much everything moving forward. So I'm very excited. Normally I would have like a celebratory shots or beer, but honestly, I've cut back on alcohol a lot. So, you know, every once in a while, once a week or once every 2 weeks with the girlfriend, maybe we'll, you know, go somewhere, but I don't drink every day like I used to. I've lost like 50, 60 pounds since COVID. So it's pretty much being dedicated to the grind and not trying to have those things kind of distract me, because I know, just like everyone else, you know, we all have vices and we all have things that we kind of lean on. But when you can focus on your dreams and focus on the things that are important in my life, you guys, the channel, Paisley, Erica. I know that I'm going to be on that grind, and it just feels really, really good because we had a goal. I'm trying to hit this number before January 1 of 2024. And this was like in preseason when I said that. We're only in week 2 and we hit it. So that's a pretty sweet thing. So, now we got 1,000 subs or 999 to get to 21,000. So, we'll just shoot for those little intermediate goals, 20 to 21. Once we get to 21, 22, 22 to 23, 24, and then eventually 25 will be an amazing number. And then obviously the next goal from there would be, you can kind of do it in 1,000s or 5,000s. But once you get to 25K, obviously 30, then 40, and then 50. And then once you hit 50, 75, and then 100. So I know we're going to get there. And I have no doubt about it in my mind. It's just about, not getting hated on, being able to get into the algorithm and continuing to put out excellent content on the daily basis. So I appreciate you guys so much. I love you and appreciate you. I made a post on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on the YouTube community page, just letting you guys know how much I care about you guys and feel about this whole project that I started, 11 years ago, and to kind of see it come to fruition. And I'm nowhere near the end of the finish line. I feel like, in all honesty, I'm only 1% out of my dream being done. So that shows you I'm not satisfied. Like, oh, I got to 20K. Yay, I can quit or I can just take it easy. No, if anything, it's going to make me work even harder at this point to go from 20 to 25 to 50 to 100 to kind of catch up to some of these other YouTubers that are more popular than me. But just because they're more popular than me doesn't mean they're better than me or better than us in this room. And that is big facts. So especially when they're coming to this channel secretly and stealing my material and trying to use it as their own. So obviously, if we weren't good and we didn't have talent, then they wouldn't be doing that on EA Sports and Madden, on Good Morning Football with Peter Schrager, and some of these other YouTube channels that love to steal my Uncle Mo and What Happened to My Hands and Sack Lunch. So I see you guys. It's the biggest form of flattery, but it would be kind of cool if you guys could come up with your own material. But I guess that is the biggest form of flattery when they're stealing your shit and they're not giving you credit for it. So big facts. Big day today. Thank you so much. And like I said, we got a long ways to go. But hopefully, we can kind of get more into the algorithm and let me know what photos that you want. And I got you. I appreciate you very, very much. Turn a little music on here. All right, baby. And I got to get into the starting lineups here as well. $10 holla, baby. Bang, bang, bang. Boom, boom, boom. Bang, bang. $10 holla. Let's go. Feel good. And like I said, if I would have had a chance to go to the store, you might have seen me crush, a 6-pack or who knows, do some kind of celebratory congratulations. But, it's just like those people that end up scoring touchdowns, like Larry Fitzgerald and some of like the OGs like Marvin Harrison. What do? You act like you've been there before. You don't have to go crazy and, knock shit over, punch a hole in the wall. You just got to act like you've been there before and you know that you're going to be able to go up and beyond it. So that's what we're going to do. Appreciate you guys very, very much. He in the building. What's good? Go Dodgers. Let's go. And I told you, we were going to get it. I told y'all, that once I ended up breaking up with the ex, once I ended up having more time dedicated to the channel, reaction videos, I told you my commitment was going to be 150%. Some people will do a couple, reaction videos a week, sometimes maybe 4 minutes when there's 16 games, but I'm doing them all. And I'm doing college, but I only ended up doing the Colorado matchup. So I wanted to kind of take care of Paisley. But USC had a bye week. So tomorrow morning, I might end up doing like Oregon and Washington, or maybe a couple. We'll kind of play it by ear because I know they're not going to really get a whole lot of views. But still, if it helps us get subs, even if you end up getting a video that gets like, let's say 100 or 200 views on a reaction, which isn't necessarily that good, but if you get 2, 3, 4 subs off of it, then it's worth it, right? So you never know, with a video that could end up getting 10,000 views or a video that gets 100 views, you can still get more subs out of a lower video if it's something that they haven't seen you do before, rather than something that maybe some people are not interested in that particular topic. So $15. Let's get to 85 to go. It's a great day today. Let's go. And I appreciate you and all your hard work. And I wouldn't be able to, have that number without you. So appreciate you very, very much. We're a team here. Let's go. Depressed Mr. Matt in the building. What's good? Elliot in the building. What's good? Let's go, baby. Like I said, for all the haters, and there's a big reason why some of those other big YouTubers don't want to collab, because they think I'm going to take all their mods. They think I'm going to take all their donos. And guess what? They're fucking right, because we actually have an amazing group of people. And obviously, you know how hard I work here. So I feel that's a big reason of why people, shy away, because I think they do feel threatened. But I'm not threatened. I'll work with anybody, even people that have a lower sub count. It don't matter. It just depends if you have an ego or not. And your boy, obviously he's very confident in his abilities, but it's like, with Rooftop Mariner, Rooftop Sports, and Jay Trident, they're just kind of starting out. I didn't have to tell them how to do the scoreboard on fucking StreamYard and do all that to make their streams better. But that's what you do. You end up being an OG and you end up helping people along the way. And that's really what it's about, right? Instead of just trying to be arrogant and keep all the secrets to yourself. I mean, you can really figure everything out on a YouTube tutorial, but if I already know how to do it, why not be, that big brother and kind of show them the way, so that way when they do their Mariner content, and if they do a live stream, they're going to get donations, they're going to have a better presentation, and that's going to help them out. They'll show the gratitude back to me, and and it makes me feel good knowing that I'm helping someone achieve their dream instead of trying to rip them down, saying that I'm going to collab with someone and then back out, which has obviously happened to me here. But it's okay. I don't need anyone to be able to get me over a hump. I'm going to make sure that we get on the hump ourselves. So big facts. First pitch is outside, and we'll go into the starting lineups here in 1 second. Let's go. And we got Bobby Miller on the mound, 10-3 record with a 4.02 ERA. Watch for him to wheel and deal. And he's got the highest miles per hour for his fastball on average, which I believe I saw the graphic. It's 99 miles an hour. So a 2-0 count, not exactly what you want to see, but we'll see where it goes from here. And I got, obviously, the logos for the Tigers as well. In the box, third baseman Matt Vierling. And then with the thumb, I had to hit you, Spencer Torkelson, and I had to hit you with the Mookie Betts. And these are brand new images that we've never used either. So it took a little while, but I think it turned out pretty fucking good. I really like that Mookie turning around and smiling. You got to try to find images that really capture your personality. And, thumbnails are essentially artwork. It's really what it is. So 2-2 pitch for Miller. We got a Bryce Miller. They got a Bobby Miller. There's a first K. Got him. I love Bobby. Like my dad's been a Dodger fan, since the 50s. So I'm already keeping up on everything that's going on. And when they had the Bryce Miller, Bobby Miller matchup, I was like, oh, shit. I already knew what Bobby brings. And it's like every time you guys end up having an injury with Big Red or Clayton Kershaw, or Walker Bueller, it doesn't matter. Dustin May, it's like all of a sudden you have an injury to a guy. And then most teams are like, fuck my life. The season's over if they lose their ace or one of their top two guys, right? But they have so many in the farm system and so many guys that just come out of nowhere from single A, high A, double A, triple A draft picks, or they trade for someone that might be a bum on another team. They come to the Dodgers and then magically they end up being like a 10-game winner or better. And very cool to be able to see Bobby have some success. 10-3? Come on now. That's awesome. So obviously the Mariners ended up winning today. We control our own destiny. We got the Rangers, the Astros, the Rangers, and 2 out of those 3 teams are going to make the playoffs. And it's going to be the Astros and the fucking Mariners. Rangers, I'm sorry, but we got to knock you off. And I noticed that the Blue Jays ended up winning, and they're going to be in the mix as well. So 3-1 count. Next up in the box, shortstop Zach McKinstry. Let's go. But you know what? I wanted to specifically do this for my dad as well. And maybe that's why we ended up hitting the 20K number today. Because, the Mariner game was early and George Kirby, it was like 12:30. And I was like, I want to be able to, just grind it out. And we actually didn't hit 20,000 until about an hour and 15 minutes ago. And I think I'll have to check to see what we're at now. 20,001, I think is what we were at. So 999 subs to get to 21,000. But, we've been hovering like kind of like 200 or 300 subs under, or like 100 or 150 over. But I've had to boot like hundreds of people within the last, I don't know, year and a half. So we definitely would have been above and beyond. But I know doing the reaction videos and other type of uploads is definitely going to help the growth, because not everyone is going to be hopping into a live stream. Most people have their favorites already, unless you get raided or someone is looking up a specific game and they find you. they go into your stream and they like you and then they sub. But it's definitely harder to get subs on the live stream side unless you get pushed by the algorithm or you're super popular. And then people just start subbing to you because of your number. And I imagine that's what will happen for us now. We're at 20,000, not 19,700, not 19,800, not 19,900. 20K looks a hell of a lot better on the YouTube page. Got him. Then obviously those other three numbers. So I feel good about where the channel is going. And I couldn't have done it without the support of you guys. You guys are the fucking greatest. And I love you. And I appreciate you. And I couldn't ask for a better bunch than you guys. Next up, first baseman Spencer Torkelson, who's on the thumbnail. And Bobby's already got 2 Ks. Look at Mookie. He's already laughing. He's like, I already know how many Ks Bobby getting. Bobby's pacing for 12 right now. So we'll see where it goes. Let's go, baby. Yes, absolutely. Every win counts. Just like when you did the Blake Snell post. I always try to be able to support my friends no matter what it is. You know, it just seems like it's a lost art of actually just being happy for others other than yourself. Because this mentality of like, oh, I hope he does good, but not better than me. That's a fucked up attitude to have. And you'll never be able to have success if you're going to be a hater like that. So for me, no matter who it is or whatever the post is, if you are close to me, chances are I'm going to like your stuff. You know, and that's the way it should be. You know, you want your friends to be able to like your pictures, like your posts, right? That's the whole purpose of being friends. Hey, guy, my boy, how are you? I know, 3rd time's a charm, bro. You know, but the first time was off a raid. Second time, we went down a little bit and then caught up during that Steelers and Ravens game that was weird, like on a Wednesday. And I feel that this time it's legit. We're not getting fake subs for people that are gonna like come over from a raid and then they like my shit and then like 2 weeks later, unsub and whatnot. So I feel with the hard work that's being put in with the reaction videos and doing the live streams and then kind of getting into the algorithm, we're gonna be able to go a long, long ways. Let's go, baby. Kevin Nguyen, brother from another mother. What's good, Mr. Nguyen, my boy? How are you? Dodgers are going to get the game. It was a little bit closer than it should have been last night, 3-2, but Bobby is a fucking OG. It's like when we have Bryce Miller, we're not going to win for the Mariners every single time that he's up, but when we have George Kirby, Bryce Miller, Luis Castillo, or Logan Gilbert, we feel good. We're like, we're going to fuck them up, right? As long as we get to 5 runs, 7 to 10 hits. With the Dodgers, they don't need to get to 5 runs or 7 to 10 hits for their guys to win because they have a better team than us, pretty much. It's pretty much where it comes down to. Now, we got swept by the Dodgers. We should have won at least one of those games. But, they can end up winning games 1-0, 2-1, 3-2, 4-3, 5-4. Mariners can't this year. So, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Hall of Famers. What can you say? Clayton Kershaw, Hall of Famer. And they got a lot of solid pieces as well. Another strikeout. 1, 2, 3 for Bobby. Wow. So if you were wondering who's going to win the goddamn game, hey, how about this guy right here? He had 3 batters. How about 3 Ks? You can't start off a game better than fucking that. And then when you start off right in the top of the first at home in front of your Los Angeles fan base, right, and you fan 3, your record is 10-3 with a 4.02 ERA. Let's get that son of a bitch down to 3.50 so my dad will be happy. What do you say? Let's go, Bobby. Let's go. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right, let's get into the starting lineups here. I'll do them real quick. Leading off, and I'll get pictures for Megan and all the people that have donated as well. Leading off for the Dodgers, second baseman, Mookie Betts. Batting second. All right, let's turn some music on here. Hold up. There we go. Batting second, first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Batting third baseman, Mad Max Muncy. Batting fourth, DHing for Los Angeles all fucking year, J.D. Martinez. Batting fifth, left fielder, David Peralta. Batting sixth, right fielder, Jason Hayward. Batting seventh, center fielder, James Outman. Batting eighth, shortstop, Miguel Rojas. And batting ninth, catching for Los Angeles, Austin Barnes. And like I mentioned earlier before, on the mound, the OG, triple OG, you don't want to fuck with him. It's Bobby Miller, 10-3 record with a 4.02 ERA, probably lower than that now. And he fanned the first 3 guys in the top of the first. Is that good? You tell me. Let's go. Going to the Tiger lineup here. See if I can squeeze that in. All right. Let me squeeze this off here real quick, even though we're getting into the batters. Obviously, this is from the beginning of the game. Leading off, third baseman, Matt Vierling. Batting second, shortstop, Zach McKinstry. Batting third, my favorite Tiger, first baseman, Spencer Torkelson. Go build around him. Batting fourth and playing cleanup, right fielder, Gary Carpenter. Batting fifth, second baseman, Andy Ibanez. Batting sixth, DHing for Detroit, Tyler Nevin. Batting seventh, left fielder, Akil Madhu. Batting eighth, center fielder, Parker Meadows. And batting ninth, catching for Detroit, Carson Kelly. And on the mound for the Tigers with a 4-7 record and an ERA of 4.30, Reese Olson. All right, there we go. Wanted to squeeze that in. I mean, I usually do that before the game, but, we hit 20,000, so kind of talking about that. All right, baby, let's go. Let's get the announcers here back in the groove. Uh-oh, Mookie just struck out. Mookie. Come on now. Reese Olson with the K. All right, Reese, I see you. Let me see this replay on this pitch. Oh, God, I'm looking. Those are the worst. All right, Mookie, no worries. We're going to get a hit. Maybe we'll homer later today. You could still end up having like a 2-for-4 or 3-for-4 day. First ballot Hall of Famer, one of my favorites on the team. Next up, first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Hard to decide on which one I like better, Both guys are implants from the Red Sox and the Braves. And, the Dodgers wouldn't be the Dodgers if they didn't have Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman and guys like Clayton Kershaw. Big facts. Yeah, I did see that. You were down. What was it? Was it 2-0? And then to come back 3-2? Dodgers, are like the Braves and like a lot of the other teams in the American League where we can get down, but we're not down and out. So I'm good. I mean, I hit 20,000 subs today, so I guess that's a pretty fucking good day for all the hard work. I've been banging out 16 reaction videos every single fucking NFL game, been both weeks so far, so that takes a lot of effort. It's like 7 reaction videos on a Sunday, 7 on a Monday, 2 on a Tuesday, and they take about an hour, each, and doing live streams every day on top of that. So yeah, I'm doing good. The grind is real. $15. Let's get to a hundo. Let's do it. I totally agree. Barnes games are always iffy. Anytime you end up having like a backup catcher, second string, third string, not the main guy, obviously, you are susceptible to lose the game. But when you end up having Bobby Miller, I don't think it fucking matters. It's like Bobby Miller is so good that even if Austin Barnes fucks up and doesn't throw anyone out from at second base, strikes out and goes 0 for 5, Bobby Miller is probably going to get you 8 to 12 Ks almost every time he's up there. So, yeah, no Will Smith, but he might DH, right? He might come in as a pinch hitter at some point. So, okay, no problem. Yeah, that pitch was outside. I totally agree. And shout out to everyone showing love on socials. I appreciate that. Anyone that knows me knows how hard that we work here. It's never ending. Thank you, Elliot, Sarah, everyone else. I appreciate you guys very much. It's like almost a dream, like it doesn't feel real, but everything has to happen for a reason. Everything has to happen at the right time. And it wasn't the right time before. I didn't have the thumbnail part down and I wasn't able to, have the, the freedom and the ability to, record at any time of day. Big swing and a miss, 1-2 count on Max Muncy. But, being able to record from 7 a.m. to midnight, having that flexibility, there's no excuses. From before the last few years, I only could record from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. So I was really limited. So I pretty much had to do live streams because I had to be able to pay rent and pay bills. I wasn't able to do just uploads because, the uploads weren't going to really pay anything, unless people were going to donate to me for the uploads. But just based off the ad revenue, unless you're getting like 100,000 views or more per upload, you're really not making, enough to be able to pay rent and pay bills and whatnot. So, but it feels good now. And now I'm going to be, I was working hard before, but now I'm working on a whole nother level. So, I mean, I'll tell you what, though, doing those 7, reaction videos and doing a football game live stream for 3-4 hours after is really fucking hard. to keep that energy at that high level for video number one and then reaction video number seven at the end of the day. But I'm always going to give you guys my all, and I really do enjoy doing the reaction videos. And I was like, where the hell is a USC one for Megan? And then I was like, oh yeah, they had a bye week. I'm just like searching down all the games, and then I was like, oh yeah, they didn't play. So maybe we'll do Oregon and Washington, and I might do one more. And then obviously we have Thursday night football with the Niners and the Giants, and you will see the Niners destroy New York tomorrow. Big facts. All right, JD Martinez. Let's go, JD. Bottom of the first, 1-0 count, 2 outs. Takes a strike, 1-1 count. Let's go, JD. It must be nice when you have a DH and that's your guy, like when we had Edgar Martinez, right? And there's no debating on, oh, is it going to be Colton Wong or is it going to be Dylan Moore or is it going to be Taylor Trammell? Then it ended up being Mike Ford after like 60 games. Then we sprinkled in a little Tom Murphy before he got hurt, and that was nice, right? But like with a guy like JD Martinez, it's like you feel so confident in his abilities, even if he's not defending, that he's probably going to get you a hit almost every game. That reliability factor at DH is phenomenal, and you don't really see that a lot in Major League Baseball anymore. There we go. But get him that time. There he got him. Left him stranded there, though. You know what? It's very tough to say. You know what I mean? Because you might end up having a game where some of the big guys get big hits, but they don't knock guys in and then they leave them stranded. But I mean, what yesterday was the 3-2. So anytime the Dodgers are playing, I feel that they can get 5 to 12 runs. At any point, it's like could they get five? Could they get 9? It all depends. Like when they have big innings, it's just like the Braves, or like the Orioles, or the Astros when they're hot, or the Mariners. Like when we're hot, we're really hot, But sometimes when the bats get a little cold or whatnot, and I don't really necessarily think this is going to be a pitching duel. I think Bobby's going to kill it. Bobby's going to get probably 10 to 12 Ks. But as far as Detroit is concerned, they should be able to rough up Detroit. So I mean, I don't know exactly how many we're gonna get, but I hope we get 7 runs combined or more. Something like 5-2 or more. Better, but we'll see. Yeah, I'll get you some puka. No problem. Kirk Gibson. Yeah. Kirk in the building. Yeah, and that's another thing about fantasy that's so cool, right? They're like you normally would have no interest or not even know who some of the people are. I mean, unless you like played them and then you remembered them torching you and you're like, oh, that Puka guy, he just fucked us up and got all these touchdowns. But like when you do fantasy, it makes you like appreciate, the underdogs and like the people that are underappreciated and whatnot. And it makes you smarter about the league. And then you start remembering things from the previous year and it's cool to be able to see kind of, the development, not only in the players themselves, but also the fans like you guys, like Megan, normally just following the Seahawks, maybe a little bit of the Ravens for Lamar. But other than that, not really probably having a whole lot of, information or knowledge on a lot of the other teams and superstars. But if you come here and you just listen, you'll be a thousand times smarter than any other fucking YouTube stream that's out there. Other YouTube streams can be entertaining, but I feel that you're not going to get the knowledge and not have that bias anywhere else. Like we're going to be straight shooters, tell you how it is. And a lot of streams are just biased based off their favorite teams and players, whether they recognize it or not. But to be able to learn about the league as a whole and all the leagues, baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, wrestling, and just to kind of go over a non-biased attitude, it's nice. And then you're going to be able to learn a lot. And then if you actually pay attention on this channel, you'll turn into a fantasy superstar god. So if you want to end up winning your league or be respectable, you're not going to be able to get better advice than coming here. I mean, that's why people come here on DraftKings and all the betting sites and people pay for fantasy info because they know that I'm on it fucking like every hour on the hour of the day unless I'm sleeping. So if that means I'm on the fantasy app 8 hours a day, that's probably 7 hours more than anyone else in the room. on a regular basis. Some people might be on there here and there and then check it out and browse through. But for most people, it's a little bit moves here, wire and check it up maybe once a day if you're actually serious about fantasy, like maybe 20 minutes or less. But for me, I'm just it's my life. So I mean, I'm literally on it hours on end. If I'm not reading or watching film, I'm on the fantasy app, reading and spying on all your guys' players. Big facts. RBI is good. Damn it. 1-0 Tigers already. Hold up. I got to delete some of these other Mariner photos to make room. They're like, you got way too many Mariner photos. I got Mariner photos on Mariner photos on Mariner photos. Damn it. Popped up for Badu. 1-0 Detroit. Come on, Bobby. You can't be giving up too much now. And it's a special day today for anybody that's new, that's in the room or watching on Twitter/X. We're live there. You can't comment or donate on that platform yet, but maybe they will integrate that. But we've been grinding. I've been on I've been streaming for 11 years. This is my 7th year on YouTube, and we just hit 20,000 subscribers on the channel today. So feels good. And next goal would be 21, and then obviously to 25, 50, and 100. But it feels good to finally be able to hit the number well before the beginning of the year. And hopefully we can gain some ground as we go in, not only to football season, but into 2023 to 2024. Top of the second, 1-0 Tigers. Come on. 2-1 pitch. Pitch is low. 3-1 count. Puka, puka, puka. All of them. But I guarantee, Megan, for any type of football knowledge that you thought you had, just being on this channel on a regular basis and then doing the fantasy, you're going to start to realize, how much you thought you knew and that you didn't, and a lot of us can get to that point. Once you do fantasy, it changes your life if you're serious about it and you're good at it, because then it forces you to learn about all the great players and all the underdogs and the sleeper players. And then your knowledge as a whole for the league ends up being 10 times more than most people, unless they're a beast mode on fantasy as well or a big fan. So most people, it's just like favorite players, favorite team. That's it. Maybe they know the rivals in the division, the superstar players like Brady, Peyton Manning, but how much in depth are you on all the teams? Most people don't have that dedication. So, but if you want to win money, or have that respectable factor, just knowing sports or football or winning in fantasy or just in sports betting, right? Or being that person in the friend group that actually knows something. This is where you go. 2 away. Runner advances to second. Let's go, baby. Let me see if I can find a Ram spinning logo. Patrick Meadows up in the box. Top of the second, 1-0 Detroit. Come on, Bobby. 0-1 pitch. Fouled back. 0-2 count. 2 outs. Runner at second. Oh, 2 pitch. Popped up. Easy. Nice job by Muncie. Here we go. Let me get some photos up here for you. Puka and Tutu. But remember, when Cooper Kupp comes back, all these big numbers will go down. I mean, will there still be big games from Puka? Absolutely. Is there still going to be big games from Tutu? Yeah, there'll be some big games from Tutu and Puka. It just shows you, like Sean McVay, you never can doubt a player coach like him and Kyle Shanahan. No matter what anyone wants to say, I feel like I'm a pretty good evaluator of talent. And like the three coaches that I like based off style, if it's based off intelligence, no one's better than Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay. They can memorize plays that are like 30 words long and remember what play they ran in 2009 as an assistant for like Washington. Like they're fucking crazy, right? For those type of intelligence, those are my two favorite. So they can always get the best out of people. And then on top of that, I think I like Dan Campbell as far as maybe being the realest motherfucker on planet Earth. And when you're real, players are going to play hard for you, but you have to be able to buy in to what he's saying. And if you buy in, then you finally get a guy like Jared Goff that can get it done. Now you just got to help that, Montgomery and Amon-Ra St. Brown and some of these injuries are minor, so that way that I can get some fucking fantasy points. Because I'm a believer of the Lions, So who do I got? I got David Montgomery, but he's injured. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, got a little bit of a toe. I got Sam Laporta. You know what I mean? I had Josh Reynolds, but I ended up dropping him. And, I know value when I see it. So that's kind of how I feel. But, Cooper Kupp comes back, stats will be a little bit lower. But knowing Sean McVay, I mean, hell, if it's going to make you pass the ball more, then it's like, who the hell do you guard? Cooper Kupp, sure. But then if you double him, Tutu and fucking Puka one-on-one, you're done. At least what we've seen up in the first 2 weeks, unless we start seeing some beast corners lock them down. But we haven't been able to really see that yet. So we'll see. But luckily with my team, even with Amon-Ra St. Brown, most people would be like, you know what I mean? But since I end up having Jay Jetta, right, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, I got 3 of the top 5, wide receivers, like pretty much that have been balling out in fantasy right now. Just like when I had Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Saquon Barkley last year when I went running back heavy, it panned out. Now all the running backs are hurt. Everyone, and there's like not a lot of value on the quarterbacks and running backs this year. It shifted to wide receiver. So did I know that was going to happen? No. But, I decided to change up the strategy. And sometimes you got to do that. You can't just be like, I'm going to get running backs and that's what I'm going to focus on. And I'll have a bunch of them on my bench. Sometimes you have to realize they get hurt more and you're going to get more points out of the wide receiver in most cases, unless it's a guy like Eckler who stays healthy, who gets passes and he runs. So that way it's like you're doubling up on points because it's PPR, right? But if it's just like a standard running back, a wide receiver that's hot, like a Jay Jetta or a Tyreek Hill or, if Garrett Wilson had fucking Aaron Rodgers, even though he's still scoring touchdowns, guys of that, Mike Evans, Keenan Allen, you've seen what they can do. I mean, they're throwing up 30s, some of them 30, 40 points. So if you're getting 30, 40 points out of a fucking one receiver, what happens if you're running back with that you hope for that gets 10, maybe gets you 5, you're fucked. Like, so sometimes the running backs will have 20s, 30s, 40s too. But it just seems like when you get it from the wide receiver position and you get multiple, like the other player you're playing is like, fuck, it's like, you already know, like when you see 3 running backs and the running backs in the flex and all 3 running backs hit like 18 points or more, the other person's like, God damn it, fuck this, it's, and then you're like, you get intimidated a little bit when you see like the 3, stud running backs. You're like, how the hell does this guy have this guy at the flex, but you can counteract that with a really good wide receiver. But it has to be one of the upper echelon ones, not just some rando that you get off the wire and put in there and pray that it works, which could happen once or twice in a season, but not all the time. Yeah. Yeah, you picked a lot of the players that, like I said, when I ran the wire, even being in first place, I mean, I put in 5 or 6 claims, and I knew I wasn't going to get some of them because you guys, were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 on the wire, and I'm 10, but I still got the pieces that I wanted. Strategy. Knowing that you guys are going to go for the top guys, I'm going to go for guys that are in the middle. So that way I'm going based off the matchup. You guys go based off, the talent. So when all the Ford was available and you had all those people that were going to go and everyone had a red matchup, what did I do? I went for Jaylen Warren. Najee fucking sucks. 5 points in fantasy for the first 2 weeks. What the fuck are you doing? Jaylen Warren can at least catch out of the backfield. They should make him the starter, just like they did with Tony Pollard and Zeke. So if that's the case, he had a green 32 matchup, so it's like the best, right? So even though he wasn't at the top, you grab him, I plug him in instead of Rachaad White playing against the Eagles. Boom. Now I don't even got to worry about it. And Jaylen might hit, 8 points and underwhelm, but he could also hit somewhere between 10 and 28. And if that happens, and I have Jalen fucking Warren as my RB2 with Ramondre Stevenson, it's like that's how you end up scoring 150, 160, 200. You just have to be able to find the pieces that maybe aren't the popular name, but if you actually watch film or reaction videos or you're watching the games, you can already tell where one running back is kind of good. And then you're like, what the fuck is up with this one? Like, and normally it's that starter that's like, okay, is it the offensive line like Madison? For all y'all that drafted him in fantasy, I'm sorry. But now Cam Akers is going. Cam Akers sucks. He ain't good, right? We already know, the other one, obviously Kyron is much better. It's Kyron season. But since Madison is bad and the offensive line is bad, if you got Cam Akers or had him, the value is higher because he wasn't really going to get to play that much. I feel, based on the Sean McVay decision, if he hung on to him. So now he at least gets to go to a spot where he has a chance to take Madison's job. And if he takes Madison's job and Madison goes back to being the RB2, and when Akers gets hurt, then he goes in. But he wasn't able to kind of handle the star role, and the O-line stinks for the Vikings. That's why they're 0-2. So little things like that in fantasy, and if you can use Cam, you might have been able to get something that was like, oh, this is drafted high, and then I fucked up, getting this player. And then now you're like, if you have him, like, hey, maybe what happens if he takes Madison's job or they split carries and then he starts getting 10 points or more? For someone like me, that's money, So if I can take a risk, it has a high ceiling, high reward. Yeah, Cam Akers still might blow, but he's got a better situation with Minnesota. Jay Jetta, Addison, Hawkinson. At some point, they got to hand the fucking ball off. And I don't give a shit if their O-line stinks, right? You can't be, getting shitty-ass points like Madison. They were expecting the fantasy owners as the Madison that came off for Dalvin Cook when he had an injury. He'd come in there and get 20 carries for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. And you're like, holy shit, Madison, 29 points in fantasy. I beat you. Fuck you, right? But now it's like you have Madison, you put him in the lineup, and you're like, 4, 5? Like, what's going on here? So these little tidbits of advice in the fantasy game, if you want to be able to be elite, it's not about popular name, it's about statistics. Come on, Bobby. 1-0 Tigers. Let's go. Yeah, but the thing is for Russell Wilson, he's playing great. He's the number 4th ranked fantasy player. He's actually been consistent. He looks good. He looks like he's in shape. No lingering injuries. Him and Sean Payton are on the same page. He's running play action in bootleg side to side. His deep ball looks good. Like I said, a lot of the problems with Denver losing, not even really him. Some of these injuries that they have. But, I was planning on trying to grab him and just stash him on my bench. I don't hold grudges, and I get it if Megan and other Seahawk fans hold grudges, because it's like, okay, you were a part of this, now you're not, regardless of what was said or done or that was true or fake in the media. Some people are never going to come back from Russell Wilson, but I don't have that hatred in my heart for him. So if you're doing really, really good and you're a top 5 fantasy quarterback and you're on the wire just sitting there, why the fuck would I not grab you? And I just stash you on my bench. And then if my quarterback fucking sucks or has a tough matchup, throw Russell Wilson in there. And if he can get you 20 points or 22, you feel good, and anything above and beyond that, you're like, hell yeah. So, but then Sarah was smart. And I was like, even if she wasn't going to do it on her own, I mean, I would have been like, yeah, we need to get you on the dub column. We need you to, so I got to be able to strategically, you already know what to do, but anytime questions come up, we try to be able to set each other up for success, little pieces here and there. Sometimes like kicker, defense, they don't, the importance factor. You're always thinking about quarterback, running back, wide receiver, right? In fantasy, you really got to focus on the defense and the kicker, because if you don't have a good defense and kicker and you don't get good points there, you lose. If you actually look at the stats, 90% of the time, because there's going to be some crazy person that's got Dallas Cowboy defense and they put up 35. And how are you supposed to beat that? That's as many points as 3 players out of 9. You just got to be able to know what to do. Top of the third, 1-0 Tigers. Pitches outside, 2-2 count. Runner at first. All right, Veerling. I'll get you some more photos too once we get into the commercial break. Tigers have some pretty cool photos, the ones that I've gotten. We just got to make sure that they don't get too crazy with it. Wild pitch. Damn it, Miller. He's already starting to lose command, and it's early. Come on, Bobby. Yeah. Yeah. Looking at matchups is really, really important. There you go. Go get your boy. I had him, and I figured that you would see that and you would, but he hasn't been good. And I'll tell you the reason why that I initially picked him up, is because he's been, one of the best kickers the last 2 to 3 years. Last two, if you count, the year before that, you could say last 2.5 years, right? But the big difference is not having Carr there and Jimmy G. It's a downgrade. The offense doesn't move with the flow. There's no Waller, even though he's been hurt the last couple years. So the opportunities aren't the same. So the numbers aren't good. So that's why, I had to make a tough decision. But remember when I told you I find the sleepers like Jason Myers, I find the sleepers before people know that they're sleepers. So the sleeper kicker this year is Moody for the Niners. And I picked up Moody before anybody else, and all I need is just a little glimmer, a little taste of preseason. And then usually that first week, and I'll take a chance. And if I feel it, that this is going to continue a good trend, especially if you get over 10 points on defense or a kicker. I have a feeling you're going to do it again and again and again, like Jason Myers did last year, but he's not that good this year. Already a couple missed kicks, almost ended up losing the game. Detroit, not good this year. Okay. But with Moody, no more Robbie Gould, rookie, Michigan, had an issue with his leg, missed some shit, preseason. They're like, maybe we'll cut him. Now, the second best kicker. So being able to, find those, and like Iowa, Sam Laporta, obviously for Sarah, being familiar with Iowa football and letting me know and me watching film. And then, he's like, these guys are the real deal. And then boom, me taking a chance before Laporta's stock was even on the high rise. I tried to get, Reflect to pick him up. And I was like, hell, if you don't pick him up, I'm going to pick him up. I was like, I got Mark Andrews. He's injured. I'm looking for my number 2 guy that could be a top 10 tight end that no one knows is going to be a top 10 tight end or top 5. Oh, it hit him in the shoulder. Miller. Jesus Christ. Almost hit him in the face. Uh-oh. He's not happy. They're talking shit to each other. McKinstry and Miller are they're talking shit back and forth like they're going to fight. Uh-oh. He's mad he got hit in the shoulder almost towards the face. Yeah, I know. I see all your guys' moves. I mean, I watch every single move that's done by every single player. That I have to know exactly what all you guys are doing and what you. Oof. Good thing he turned away, or that would have hit him in the head. Golly. Yeah. But do you see, like, you have to be able to look at statistics. You look at scoring, you look at the different tabs, and then it tells you how good that they're doing. Are they the best kicker in the NFL? Maybe not. Maybe that's like a Justin Tucker. But if you got a guy like Nick Folk that's going to put up 10 to 16 points every week kicking the damn ball, why wouldn't you want that in there? Just because it's Nick Folk, you have to recognize it's not about elite name Justin Tucker. Because what happens if Justin Tucker is only getting 8 points and 10 points, but Nick Folk's getting 15 every week? Why are you putting in Tucker? Sometimes you have to get over the superstar, vibe and aura and just go with your gut and go for the stats. Uh-oh. Back. Just foul. Damn. Yeah, but I had Folk on my roster because, sometimes I'll try to keep, 3 defenses and 3 kickers, but that's usually not realistic because you have running back and wide receiver injuries or you need quarterback tight end depth. So, yeah, there is no purpose on releasing Folk from the fantasy team ever. Like I said, I already have myself situated and whatnot, but I mean, usually if I see like, top 10 kickers, I'll try to grab 3 of them. So that way, not only am I blocking you guys, but then I have a fire one every week. And I don't, if I have to go that route, or 3 defenses. Do I need 3? No, I can hang with 1 and get another running back or wide receiver. But what happens if my beast defense has a real tough opponent and then I end up getting a 4 the next week? I could lose. So that's why you want options. Top of the 3rd, Tigers 1, Dodgers 0, bases loaded. Oh, Miller. His swag is off. The drip is not there. It's non-existent. He's wild. And for a guy that's 10-3 with an ERA of like 4, normally dominant. But I remember it's like I saw a Spencer Strider matchup. At this point, he was like 12, 13, 14 wins, only a couple losses. And I was like, oh, it's like against the Pirates. I'm like, oh, he's going to smoke them. McCutcheon comes up there and I think gets a homer at the first at bat, first strike. And then all of a sudden Strider's out in like the second or third inning. I'm like, what the hell happened? But every once in a while, you'll get a team, even though they're a lower seed, like a Tigers, like, that's like the Mariners playing the A's. But that doesn't mean if they get hot and get lucky that they can't string a couple good innings and they could win. Big facts. Oh, what a diving catch. That was incredible. Wow. 2-0 Tigers. Torkelson hit a deep diving catch by James Outman. Ooh, James. Big game, James. And we ain't talking James Worthy. He's like, yeah, man, I'm an OG. I came in here to replace Freddie Freeman. Trying to give you a cheaper price tag, but I'll give you some explosiveness. What a diving catch in the outfield. That was incredible. Superman, that shit. Nice job, James. Yeah, it's all about trust. That's the whole fantasy backbone for me is consistency and trust. And if you're consistent, I like you. I don't care what position you play, what your name is, white, black, Mexican, Asian. I don't care what, it's like, if you're good, you're good. I'm going to grab you and you're an asset to my team and my squad. I'm trying to win a championship, but it's ultimately who you trust. You could have, good players and have a couple to choose from, but you have to look at what was done the last game, what they're projected, and trust. Do you feel that they're going to turn it around, or do you want to have the other one that's better, in there until the other guy can prove to you that they can be good again? Shit, Jamal Williams, I picked him in the draft, had one bad game for me. I gave him the fucking boot, and he's been terrible ever since. You got to know when to fold him. You got to know, because you hold them too long, then someone else is going to get the puka, and you'll be like, God damn it. Or the 2-2. Well, Sam Laporta. Sam Laporta, out of all tight ends, right, ranked right now, believe it or not, number 4. Beast, and sometimes it's like you got to have that ESP. Like, I feel that the beast is coming. And if you can guess right on a couple of those, that's what helps you go far too. I don't have too many that happen to me, but usually it's one or two players in the season and it's early. And if you can capitalize early, before people recognize how great they are in the first 2 weeks, that's what can help you win a fantasy championship. One or two more elite players added on to what you already have. Facts. Iowa tight ends are the best. Dallas Clark, George Kittle, Noah Fant, TJ Hawkinson, Sam Laporta. I love his yak yards. He's like Kittle. Like, he gets the ball and he runs like kind of like Gronk. It's like he gets it and then he tries to run you over and stiff arm you and shit. And he can like do jukes. He's like athletic for a tight end. Good check down guy, but he's not like a bum. It's like he actually can run and he will get as many looks as the wide receivers, which I like. If he can get the red zone looks, then he's going to be like big. I mean, you can't go to Reynolds and Amon-Ra forever. At some point, it's like, hey, this Laporta guy, number 4 ranked tight end in fantasy. Huh? But if that wasn't Iowa, Sarah, me watching, and then also just taking a chance and having trust, then I don't have that player. And then I just have Mark Andrews and who knows who. So Nick Lachey from 98 Degrees. Damn, Nick Lachey, he's going back to school, and then he's trying to go back to the NFL. Eric All. 2-0 Tigers. 2-1 pitch. God, Miller sucks today. I wish it was Clayton Kershaw, because like usually those are like my favorite ones, because I know his career is coming to an end. He's a lefty. He's a legend. It's like me and my dad's favorite player that's not on the Mariners. The modern day Sandy Koufax. Luke. Butch and Luke, the Bushwhackers. Got him. Nice K. There we go. Wow, he's getting so lucky. I mean, this could be bad. Dodgers don't even have a freaking hit yet. Come on now. 2-0 Tigers. All right, let's go for some more photos. Let me look at the stats real quick. Hold up. All right, let's see what kind of shit that we're working with here. All right, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 4 Ks. So 4, yeah, but you got 3 in the first inning, and then everything went downhill. Damn it. Okay, your ERA went up to 06, 02 to 08 now. 0.06 it went up. God damn it, Miller. All right, and let's take a look at the results. I'd like to be able to break that down. All right, what do we got here? 2 innings pitched, 0 hits, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, 3 Ks. So for a guy that had an ERA of 4.21 and a shitty record, what is it? 4-7 record, 2-0 lead. You're feeling pretty good. You know the Dodgers can turn it on, but all right. All right. I see you. Cool to be able to see people break out where you never would even know about this player. Like you can even be the hardcore fan and be like, who's that? You know, but it's very cool when, you know, people get injured, which you don't want, Cooper Kupp. And then all of a sudden you get 2 guys that come out of it, not only fantasy, like, you know, assets, but people that will probably be followed now a little bit more than they ever thought. So definitely cool to get, you know, a little bit of pub once in a while, even if you're a lower name person. $15 hairs. Let's get to a hundo. What else do you want to be able to see, Megan? I can put some of your fantasy players up. Hell, you know, that might be good luck. You know, we got to be able to put up our photos of our fantasy studs. You know, but I'm getting nervous because I peeked ahead in the schedule. Sometimes you have like all those green matchups where it's like green, 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 and you got green like 8 out of 9, and you're like, yeah, I'm probably putting up 150 to 200 if everyone hits. But then you get those weeks in fantasy where it's like red, 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 and you're like, how the hell is everything red? And you're like, how the hell am I going to win? You go to first, he's out of there. And I have one of those weeks coming up after this week. I'm like, to get Sarah. I'm like, oh, shit. Red, red, red. But that doesn't mean that, like, Jay Jetta has red. What am I going to do? Bench him? No. But I'm just hoping that he can still beast out and fight the analytics, saying that he's going to suck, but he's going to do good, or at least better average. You know, give me some fantasy points. All right, baby. 2-0 Tigers. Bottom of the third, 1 out, 0-1 count. Austin Barnes. Be patient, Austin. And let me know what you want to do for some other photos besides Puka. If you probably mentioned it above, but you can do me a solid and let me know. Regular stuff, I can do whatever. All right, Reese. They say Reese has been locked in for the last 4 starts, they said. Okay. Chopper. 1 away. 2 away. God, why is Reese? See, that's what baseball is so confusing. It's like, how the hell can a guy be 4-7 with an ERA of 4.30, right? And then all of a sudden make the Dodgers look silly. But I guess, you know, baseball is the hardest sport, period. Like there's like basketball and football, hockey. I mean, you're looking at all that. It's kind of like more athleticism, but for baseball, it's more like skill set. Like you have to be a special type of person that can throw a certain type of way, hit a baseball that most people can't, you know, and most people can't even get 3 out of 10. And those people get a shitload of money. A lot of them are at 2 out of 10. So it's like all you got to do is get 2 hits out of 10 and you're going to get some money, maybe, or 2.5. All right. We can do Seahawks, fantasy team, old school, regulars. Come on, Mookie. Mookie with an 0-2 count. We hit 20,000 subscribers today. Is that good? 2000000. Still got a long ways to go though. But as far as short-term goals, it's a big one. You know, next up 21, 25, 50, 75, 100, and then above and beyond. Oh, Mookie crushed that foul. Huge. Okay. 2-2 pitch. Mookie, chopper towards third. Run. Ah, that is the end of the third inning. 2-0 Tigers. Zeroing up next. All right, let's do some more photos. Let's do some more. All right, try to squeeze these in. I was just going through my things and I saw a thing for the Ramones. I was like, oh, snap. That's when you know you're old school. Swag. You're going to bring it. You got to bring it. Okay. Not some just regular stuff. Yeah, I'm the man. Okay. What's cooler than that? There's not going to be very many Seahawk photos that are going to be better than this one. This is like one of the best of the best of the best. Largent doing Deion Sanders before Deion Sanders. Okay. All right, 2-0 Tigers. Top of the fourth, 0-2 pitch. Miller looks like some shit. Tyler Nevin DHing. Little chopper. Get his ass. Bang. There we go. One away. Next up, left fielder, Akil Badu. Got you. See, and if I did wanted to do what I wanted to do, who knows what I would have gone Tyler Lockett, maybe Bobby Wagner, maybe a little something more like current, Charles Cross or Cortez Kennedy, something. It's like you got to know the people, you got to know what they love. It's not what I want or what I think that they want. It's you know what the favorites are. Sometimes you can go outside the box, throw some fantasy players in there or some others, Yeah, but sometimes it's like, you don't even care about them, but photo-wise, but still, I mean, who doesn't like to be able to see things that they love, right? Like I can look at Paisley photos, like, all day, all night. I don't expect anyone else to or understand, being what a dog father is. It's the greatest feeling. 2-0 Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, center fielder, Parker Meadows. Okay. Dodgers got to get going. It's just crazy to me, but again, it shows you, like in baseball, it's like not just based off name recognition when you end up being legendary for like 10, 20, 30, 40 years, 50 years. And it's like the expectation is like World Series or bust. So anytime you see like an elite team struggle, it's like weird, unless you like actually follow them and understand. Like, just because you're the Yankees or Dodgers doesn't mean you're going to win 100 games every year. And it's coming every other year. There we go. Good defense. Mookie Betts with the defense. Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, and JD Martinez are up next. Yeah, we all got the favorites. For me, it's going to be Griffey. So anything Ken Griffey Jr. or his dad, it's like, yeah. Next up for the Dodgers in the bottom of the fourth. Leading off 0 for 1 with a K. First baseman Freddie Freeman. Batting second 0 for 0 with a base on ball. The third baseman Max Muncy. It's either going to be a home run out of the park or a fucking strikeout. You got to live with it. And batting third, 0 for 1, Mr. DH himself, JD Martinez. Kind of good. Like, when your DH is in the top 4, it's a good sign. Maybe Edgar Martinez-like. Edgar was on his own level. I just put in Ichiro, and then it did Teal, and then it brought up Shohei Ohtani. So what does that mean? Does that mean that Shohei Ohtani is coming to the Mariners? Is that like some subliminal, like... Ready, towards first base. Come on, baby. My dude. Ronald Acuna Jr., Mookie Betts, Matt Olson, and Freddie Freeman. 2 Braves, 2 Dodgers. Who will win the NL MVP? And the correct answer is Ronald Acuna Jr. That's the one that deserves it. Swag. He's like, I'm good. I fucking lift up my jersey the same way every at-bat. I am good. Ichiro, yes, you are. Defensively, too. You had an arm like Bo Jackson. You were not normal. OG. That was a fun era. Pitch right down the middle. 2-2 count. 2-0 Tigers. Come on. Where are we at, Dodgers? Oh, 1 hit. God, so it's like me watching a Mariner game. Oh, there we go. Muncie's like, screw you, O-Dog. I'll show you. Mariner game. Like, we actually do shit. Oh, okay. There we go. You got to talk them up and let them know that you're not pleased with their performance. It's like, okay. All right. Here we go. Let's start a run. Nice job, Muncie. Next up, J.D. Martinez. When you got Mookie and Freddie, I mean, you would think that at some point things got to be able to start heating up, you know? Like, you're not going to go 0-8 or 0-10 with those two guys, and if that does happen, I mean, but it's these role players like Muncie and Martinez and Hayward, Outman, Rojas. You get big numbers there. That's what's going to help you compete with like Braves. You know, if you're going to try to play each other or get past one of the other teams like Phillies or Brewers or whoever the hell it may be, you know. Role players. 2-0 Tigers, bottom of the fourth. 1-2 pitch in the dirt, 2-2 count. Come on now. Let's go. Someone's got to be able to get an RBI at some point. Two pitch in the dirt. Good eye, Martinez. Let's go, baby. I like the vibe in Los Angeles for this team. Like, I think a lot of teams from like LA, people kind of frown upon if you're not like Lakers, like you love them or you hate them. But I guess the same goes for the Dodgers as well. But I think as far as most LA teams are concerned, I think they're a little bit more universally liked. You know, they're not necessarily like a villain. I think it's just, you know, great history. But I guess it depends if you're a Padre fan or a Giant fan, you'd say otherwise. But I don't know. I kind of like this Dodger Braves rivalry, though. It's kind of like Alabama, Georgia. Like, who's going to win? You know, both. There's like one that's a little bit better than the other one, but you never know. Unless the SEC is falling apart, and like the Pac-12 did, and Alabama and Georgia are no longer the top dogs, and all of a sudden we're going to have the Big Ten with the, you know, Oregon and the fucking Washington, UCLA, and the USC joining the Big Ten, and then are we the best conference? Like, once we all get in there, it'll be interesting. Just depends on where all the quarterbacks and the recruits go. But I'll tell you what, for the Pac-12 to go out with a bang, with arguably maybe one of the best quarterback classes that we've seen in 10 or 20 years, with potentially 5 guys that could make it, that's pretty, you know, and the chances of even all 5 making it usually will be 2 or 3. But it's like you can still root for all of them to make it. I think the NFL would be badass if you could have those 5 make it at quarterback next year. And there's others that I'm not even mentioning, you know, that are like on the up and up, where they may get drafted or may go back to school. But all right, no worries. 15:85 to go. All right, Peralta. 2-1 pitch. Chopper towards first. Oh, bobbled. Oh, fumbled the bag. Let's go. Forced out, but hey, runners on the corners now. I like it. Next up, right field, Jason Hayward. Well, like and so, but then the donate. Oh, so now it's starting to like climb. You know how like it sometimes it's like you get to a certain number and then things start kind of flowing and whatnot. Um, it's like you just start getting people just because you're at that rounded off number. You know, like anything that's under 20, once you get to that number, same thing like when you're under 10, if you have a goal of getting to like 10,000 like subscribers or something of that nature, it's like getting to that number. It's like that's that goal until you get to the next one. So But I feel it'll start flowing now. We're a few over, so appreciate every single one of y'all. Love you and appreciate you. All right, what other photos do you want me to pull up, depending on if you're going to be here or not? Let me know, and I'll throw some up. I gotta be able to make every use of every commercial, every break. You know, we gotta put in the grind. I kind of, no lie, I'm like kind of miss like the old school, even though it wasn't even that long ago. 2001 Ichiro, rookie year Ichiro, 100 billion games won Ichiro, all-star game Ichiro. This was special. It just would have been really like on another level if Griffey was still there. Like if Griffey was there, they would have probably gone much, much further. But to be able to have like Ken Griffey Jr., Randy Johnson, Ichiro, Edgar Martinez, and now Julio, like most franchises don't have 5 big fucking names like that. And even though we don't have any World Series rings or appearances, I think we have the most like beast mode players that even though maybe we don't have the ring and we got the Charles Barkley, Karl Malone, syndrome type thing, but people respect, I think, the hell out of those players and look up to them. And I mean, who doesn't like Edgar Martinez, DH, and Ichiro, and fucking Randy Johnson and Griffey? I mean, like to not like those players is ridiculous. They're like, and then we got Julio, but I miss this 2001 though, the old school times. Ichiro still looks like he can still play. All right. I can't believe he's still in there. Bobby, I thought Bobby was going to do, I mean, it's 2-0, but still, if you're the Dodgers, I mean, the runs are going to come at some point, but this is terrible. I mean, especially if you're trying to be able to show swag and like momentum and like, hey, Braves, we're not afraid. Like, we know we're not as good as you, but we need to be able to like get shit done going late into the season to build confidence. And like when you have struggling games, depending on who's pitching, if they're good or not, or if they have an off game, but like you got to win these ones. It's like so crucial if you want to be able to gain momentum because we already know who the favorites are. Now Miller's on the mound. And both pitchers haven't had any substitutions yet, so it'll still be Reese. But I assume the Dodgers, once Reese is out, then that's when the Dodgers will get the hits and the rally will go. It's like what, 4-7 record, but they said he's been hot the last 4. So if you've been hot for 4, it means you've been hot for like a month. Like you hit the corner. So yeah, maybe your record sucks, but if you are turning it on now, you don't want to face a team like the Dodgers. But popped up, get that Mookie. There we go. Kelly, see you later. Next up, third baseman Matt Vierling. You need 2 more Ks. Ooh. It's like, I got to win my bet. I need this parlay. All day, every day. Parlay. You need them. Peralta, 2 away. He's like, God damn it. Next up, shortstop Zach McKinstry. But I don't like it when I see a team that's like down by a couple. So even though the game is still like in reach, like you don't have any offensive support, you've pitched like shit. Like for someone that has a 10-3 record, this is fucking unacceptable. Like, anyone in the Dodger, I mean, if you're trying to win it all, you can't have your 10-3 starter pitch like this, but it happens. But oh shit, that almost hit him in the face. That really surprised me that didn't get into a fight. Because like when you hit someone in the high shoulder and if they don't move, it hits them in the head, and then you're chirping at each other. I mean, I don't expect Jose Ramirez knockout. on Tim Anderson. Anderson down. That shit was badass. Especially when the one that was like being ornery and was like instigating, you were the one that got knocked out. Like if you were just chill about it, like everything would have been cool. And oh boy had his head down and swung like blindly and got you. You got night. That's what he'll be known for, unfortunately. But good player. Yeah. But not what you want to be meant for. Or like Robin Ventura with the noogie from Nolan Ryan. I remember watching that. Got him. Wow, got him looking. All right, 2-0. All right, what am I doing for photos? Yeah, but like it's like I don't have to be like my dad has been a fan since the 50s, so I already know what this Dodger love is all about. And I mean, you got a lot of fans. Like they say Cubs fans and Yankee fans travel well. I think Dodger fans are on a deeper level. You're going to get more Dodger fans in every state than most teams across the country, not even on the West Coast. I mean, that rich history. Of course, Yankees, obviously if you're on the East Coast, Dodgers if you're on the West Coast. But fans, they show up. But this is unacceptable. 10-3, Bobby, bro. I decided to do the stream because of you. 10-3 record, 4.02 ERA, and you have not looked good. Do I have confidence now that the Dodgers are going to beat the Braves in a series? No, not good enough this year. Way deeper. Like it'd be so shocking and disappointing if Atlanta doesn't make it to the World Series at least. So that way we can see if someone can knock them off or if they're the new champion. Rams fans? No, Cowboys. I mean, even though that everyone likes to talk shit, I mean, we can't really talk a whole lot of shit now, at least not on the defensive side, because Micah is like Lawrence Taylor. So you don't have to like the team, but everyone knows what they're doing on fantasy. And, the thing is, it's always going to be about Dak. So is it like, are you going to be able to, play clean and not, fumble the bag? And then if not, you got to get someone better. You just can't hang on to this blind loyalty, even though you think that he can get you there. But I mean, they've given many, many years. So, I mean, even if you love, it's like you got maybe one or two more. And if, you're not getting it done with this like elite defense, you don't want to waste Micah Parsons like golden age era, like where he's just like ridiculous. TJ Watt, like Micah Parsons, like changed the game good. Which is high, 2-1 count. Bottom of the fifth, 2-0 Tigers. Olsen's still out there with a 2-0 lead. He's feeling himself. He's like, you Dodgers suck. Like, I already got 2 runs to back me. But that's impressive, and that's what makes baseball fun to me, too. It's just like, it's the hardest sport to predict because you just never know after the starters go out. What type of game are you going to get? Are we getting like, okay, things are going to be, whoever that next pitcher is, yeah, they're going to get fucking roughed up, or you just get a guy that's got a fucking 4-7 record with an ERA of 4.30 coming in here like he's, I don't know who, Spencer Strider or Luis Castillo or Garrett Cole, Blake Snell. Like, what's going on here? 4-7 should not be able to beat up this late of the season Dodger team. But like I said, if you look at the depth of the names, it's not like it used to be a couple years ago. Like the Braves have taken over as being the best roster, top to bottom, with pitching and hitting in the National League. I mean, if you're looking for like person for person, like it's hard to find a team that matches up. So we'll see what happens. But I'll give Reese some love, 4-7 record, 4.30 ERA. He says, watch me. Miguel Rojas. Let's go, Miguel. Look at that fucking athletic ability by fucking Miguel. Look at that. Going sideways in the photo, looking all pimp. Damn right. Pitch is high. 2-2 count. Good eye. My guy, Miguel Rojas. Miguel will surprise you. A lot of these guys are kind of young and you don't expect anything to happen. And like when they played the Mariners, like who's the guy? And sometimes he'll bat like ninth, right? He's eighth here, but and he'll homer. Sometimes he'll get one, maybe like, it's like you get surprised as the season goes on that you have no expectations and you think that no chance, nothing good is going to happen. And then late, certain guys will be like reliable. And you're like, oh shit, like you were like a guy that I couldn't trust. And now you might end up winning the game or like getting us back into the game. That's a good sign, when you have players like that. I mean, shit, if you got a photo like this, I mean, you got to be pimping, right? Bub down. He says seventh inning, Dodgers going to go 3. They're doing the fucking wave there. So, yeah, they believe. Like, we're going to come back. 2-2 pitch. Chopper towards third. Come on, Rojas. I love the Oregon music, the beer, the hot dogs, the vibe, and a chance to catch memorabilia to remember forever. I mean, what's better than that? Can't do that at a football game unless you're in the front row and then Cam Newton hands you a ball. Can't take an NBA ball. Maybe if you're lucky, you get a puck at an NHL game. That would be cool. Like actual one that just flew into the stands. 2-2 pitch. Rojas foul. 85 to go. $20,004. Look at that. See? Sometimes you just get to the number and then they, we'll start to gain some momentum. Throw to first. Got him. McKinstry. I mean, I like Spencer Torkelson. That's like the main one that you want to build around. But as you can see, like pitching needs to be better. And obviously they need to build around certain pieces on the roster, nowhere near being complete. But there is a little potential there. Would be cool to be able to see them be good one day. We have to, the way that it works in baseball. I mean, if you've been watching for a long, long time, or if you're just, just watching to win money on, DraftKings and FanDuel, right? You got to get this pitcher out first. Anytime a team is doing shitty, right, when they should be doing a lot better, then whoever the guy is on a heater. So we just have to wait for this guy to get out, hopefully the 6th inning, and then you got 3 innings to win the game, to either, catch up or take the lead or force extras and then try to win it there, just because you've been asked the whole game and it's hard to get into a rhythm when you've been beat up by a pitcher. So, or you actually get hits and then it doesn't equate to anything like that. RBI doesn't come and then you leave them stranded, then you get like unmotivated. And then it's like the failure part and whatnot. But usually good teams will be like, oh shit, double play this inning, double play. And then they know eventually that the RBI is coming or the home run. But yeah, Reese, 4 strikeouts, 9 groundouts, 1 flyout, 4-7 record. I mean, this should not be happening. But I do think the Dodgers can come back, but it's, again, a lot of pressure when it's like 1 to 3 innings. You got to wait 6 innings, 2/3 of the game, and then wait till that shit gets over with. And then you got 3 innings to like refocus, get your fucking best players in there. You got to pinch hit, substitute a motherfucker in there, right? Don't have some guy that's like 0-3 in the game at the end, idiot, right? Make the move. Get the DH or the pinch hitter in there, and then maybe you get like a run or 2, right? Go into extras, boom, winning fucking 10 or 11. Starters. Bobby Miller. Reese Olson. 5 Ks and 5 Ks. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit to 3 hits, 0 earned runs, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 1 walk, 5 Ks for both. ERA 4. Reese Olson and Bobby Miller. That's who's pitching. All right, next up for the Tigers, first baseman Spencer Torkelson. Batting second this inning, right fielder Gary Carpenter. And batting third this inning, second baseman Andy Ibanez. All right, we'll see. Spencer Torkelson can get something going. I mean, he's 1 home run from 30. So he's like trying to be able to break out. You know, it's like, hey, I'm really good, but I'm on a shitty team. Look at me. The Corbin Carroll, you know, the Julio Rodriguez. You know, sometimes you got to have like a guy to start something. Adley Rushman. You know, it's like you have that certain piece and then you build around that. And hopefully one day you can have a super team and have like a chance to do something. So. Shout out to everyone on the channel. Appreciate y'all and all the support that we've been getting. It means a lot. But we need some hits here. I mean, if I'm gonna, we're gonna go into doing the Dodger game. You know, it's like, come on, man. I mean, if I'm doing this for my dad and doing it for the Dodgers and skipping the Mariner game earlier on, it's like, you know, at least give me like, I don't know, 3 to 4 runs. That's not too much to ask for in a baseball game? Like, fucking hey, man, you're the goddamn Dodgers. You're like one of the best organizations of all sports. 0? Come on, man. It was a trade of picks. So, you know, nothing. Like basically like me giving you a bag of Fritos and then you saying, here, do you want it back? And I say no. And then I'm Sean McVay. But O'Connell played with them his first 2 years. So if anyone can get the best out of Cam Akers, it's going to be O'Connell. The offensive line for the Vikings stank, right? They stank. And Madison was good when he was the backup. Dalvin Cook is gone, right? On the Jets. So now everyone's like, oh, Madison's going to be the dude. He's not. So they're like, oh, Cam Akers, boom. So there is a chance where Cam Akers, you know, has an opportunity to steal Madison's job essentially and be the RB1 and then have Madison be the normal RB2 role. And maybe that'll be better for him, less pressure. And then if it, you know, Cam Akers fails, everyone already thinks he's going to fail anyways. But what happens if he actually does better than what Madison was doing? Then maybe the Vikings will win a goddamn game. You know, the fucking Kirk Cousins, Jay Jetta, right? TJ Hawkinson, fantasy. We need them points, right? Just add another person to the mix. Shit, I picked him up. I'm going to evaluate that shit for a couple weeks, and that'll determine if I keep him or if I dump him. Yeah. Well, you guys, Kyron is the better back. So sometimes it's just an opportunity to go somewhere else, you know, and most people would assume that he would fail. And I think most of the, you know, people just assume that, you know, but if he had a better O-line, it would make you kind of wonder. But if the success is there, it's going to show that, you know, not only is he good, but maybe he's a little bit better. You know, maybe if a certain coach gives up on you with like McVay, that's not really a good sign. But with O'Connell, they need running back help. So it can be, you know, at least it's like you have 2 guys now instead of just one that you feel comfortable with. So having options is good, and you never know. I mean, he might end up being a fantasy sleeper. Like you end up having him, you might be able to actually use him at the flex at one point, and he gets like 15 to 17 points or something. You know, I think that's possible, but we'll see. Yeah, but for me, it's always value. It's like, what can I get value-wise for each fantasy player? Pitch is low, 2-1 count. But people that I trust, and then the value. And if you get the value there, then you know you're doing good. You don't want just to roster guys just to roster them. You want to be able to use them. Puka, Tutu. I mean, even when Cooper Kupp comes back, they're going to get a shitload of looks. You know, and if Stafford keeps playing the way that he is, I mean, he looked like the Stafford from the Lions. Like there was a rebirth, you know, like also it's the offensive line playing better and giving him more time, but he looks crispy out there. There's no noodle arm. It doesn't look like a Phillip Rivers or a Drew Brees where they would be like noodle, noodle, noodle. Like can't throw past like 15, 20 yards. But I mean, even those guys could still do it. I mean, but there was like tape where you were like, wow, what happened there? Miller with a K. All right. Thank you. I appreciate that. All good. I got to keep grinding. And then and then we got football tomorrow for Thursday night, the Giants and the Niners. So that's what we'll do. And I'll maybe do a reaction video or two for some college football in the morning. And then we'll do that game. I love watching the Niners, so that'll be fun. And if the Giants put up a fight, it'll make it funner instead of just being an incredible blowout. If the Giants win, that would probably be the most shocking thing in the NFL in 2023 up to this date for them to be 2-0, and then Giants come in there and just mollywop them on the road. But that would mean Daniel Jones would have to have like 5 touchdowns, you know, like 1 rushing, like something nuts. I don't know. That Niner defense is pretty stout. Yeah, I know, and I've been really impressed, you know, with the offensive line. The offensive line has looked really good, you know, compared to what I think they thought. Because I think most people thought, okay, the Rams are going to be bad, Buccaneers are going to be bad, Cardinals are going to be bad, Bears are going to be bad. These are the bad, and then they're going to be able to have draft opportunities and get some players and whatnot. But sometimes the opposite happens, right? And you like think you're going to be shitty, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh damn, Buccaneers are 2-0. Shit, okay, well. I still want a franchise QB, but if that means like Shadur Sanders drops in my lap at like 2022, yes, please. If I'm not going to have a chance at some of the others, but no Caleb Williams, but Shadur Sanders, boom. Maybe take a chance there, especially depending on what happens this weekend at Autzen versus Oregon, and then the rest of the season. But I still think they can win 8 games, go lose 3 or 4, still be big. They don't. I mean, no one expects them to win like a game or 2 a season, Colorado, and then all of a sudden to win like 10. But Colorado and Oregon don't have defenses. Both of us suck at defense. So whoever scores more explosive plays, Bucky Irving, they won't have an answer for that. And then a little Bo Nix, and then we'll see what happens from there. But Travis Hunter will be sweet. I mean, it'll be electric. There's going to be some, rappers there, NBA players there. It'll be a vibe for sure. The energy is going to be electric. I mean, shit, fucking Wu-Tang follows the Dion in Colorado. Fucking Wu-Tang, they're still like making music, and they're like, nope, we're going to Colorado to watch Dion and Shadur. That's pretty cool. Like bringing that popularity back to something that deserves it, that actually is good, which is college football. Nothing better. I mean, besides NFL. Wrestling sometimes when it's elite. All right, baby. Yeah, it's prime time. I mean, that was like one of my favorites growing up. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, my top 5 never really has changed. It's always going to be the same. Besides like the people like Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks. John Lynch and Rondé Barber and Mike Allstott, but it's always Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, Bo Jackson, Barry Sanders, Dion. I mean, to be able to see all those like in the prime, and then to get to see people like Emmett, where even if you weren't a fan of the Cowboys, but you got to see Aikman, Emmett, and Michael Irvin, that shit was like special. That was like watching Mahomes and Tyreek and Travis Kelce. It was like that, but back then, and it was like a different vibe. Niners Cowboys games were like legit the funnest thing to watch ever because you didn't know what was going to happen, and you knew they were all like championship. Like whoever wins this is going. All right, Mad Max is up. Come on, Mad Max. 2-0 Tigers. Bottom of the sixth, 2 outs. Max either goes yard or strikes out. Yeah, I like, the whole Dion vibe. Everything, his swagger. Like, to me, the best is 94. I've always said that too. Like, he looks good at the Florida State and then the Falcons, Cowboys, then went, Ravens and Redskins. But when it was on the Niners, that way that he did his like do-rag with the socks and his cleats and the jersey being in that 94 season that's got that ultimate 75 anniversary patch. Like, I feel that 94 season, that's why Mitchell and Ness has all those fucking throwbacks that year. Muncie? Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, let's go. Yes. You got to talk it into existence. It's either going to be a long bomb or a strikeout. And we got a mad Muncie homer. 2-1 Tigers. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, but we're winning this weekend. I'm gonna, like I said, I got a lot of friends that are going to the game, but Paisley had the vet and all that, and got to be able to take care of her. But I'm going to stream it, and there is a good chance that we lose. Yeah, for sure. But with that crowd, it's going to be the loudest they're going to be all year. Like, everyone is going to be like on one. Like, when we bring the energy in a primetime game, it's like we use that to an advantage. So for every like two, somewhere else is like one. So it's like maybe they started at 5 a.m. when everyone else got there at noon, and boys been tailgating for 6 more hours on top. Energy will be brought, but it should be fun. And hopefully the Ducks win. And I don't think that we're going to win the Pac-12, but it would be cool to at least fight for it. But there's like so many teams. I mean, 8 in the top 25. This is the deepest I've ever seen it, ever. And then quarterbacks, the best I've seen. Like, collectively, pretty solid. Like, lots of potential. And then no more Pac-12. Check swing. Did he go? No. 3-1 count. Come on, JD. It depended on who he had with him. If he didn't have his son at quarterback, then we're not talking about it today. We'll still be bringing him up and wishing him well, but like seeing him go like win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game, we'd still root for him to get better like next year, the year after, But when you have someone that is very, very good, he's got 2 sons that are on the team, right? One guy that's a guy that might be the first pick in the draft if he overachieves and gets ahead of Caleb Williams somehow, right? And Drake May and Michael Penix Jr. and Quinn Ewers and a few others, right? But and then Travis Hunter is insane, corner and wide receiver. And then Shiloh had a fucking pick 6 against Colorado State. So it's, the family's got the genes, and it's cool that, it's bringing awareness and people to watch college football that normally would just be like, nah, I'm just going to watch NFL. I don't care. I'll just watch the highlight. I'll see it on Twitter, X, or Instagram, or one of my friends will tell me about it. But then when you are like going out of your way and you're like, okay, I don't give a shit about Colorado Buffaloes, but Dion's there, so now I care. So it's like I'm either watching to root for him, or if you're a hater, you're watching to have him lose, I guess. But I mean, it's good for college football, and yeah, I'm excited. This weekend's game will be nice. I might wear multiple chains for good luck for the O chain, maybe like 4 or 5. Normally just 1, but maybe like 5, because we might need that luck. Whoever scores most, we'll see what happens. Definitely doesn't feel like it's going to be a blowout or anything like that. But we'll see. I mean, both defenses are terrible, so it's like Who's going to have the ball at the end? If it ends up being close, then that could be the team that wins. Yeah. Well, also too, he said if you don't want to be a part of this, just leave. And if you're not going to buy into what he's bringing, like if you're like, oh, I like the previous regime or head coach or the other assistants that were there, but if it's prime time and you don't know who he is or the history or you're not familiar or you're in your own world, then obviously that's not the place for you because there'll be a lot of people that probably were like, I love to go there and just be coached up there. It's a vibe. It kind of gives you that swagger of like when Florida State was good or Nebraska was good or it was the U, Florida, you know, just the Beast teams. It's like a different type of swagger. I like it. Well, I like seeing teams that are shitty that eventually end up getting good. I gotta grab my drink real quick. All right, I got to get my dog some medicine here from the vet. I'm gonna go do that here real quick. I got to make sure she gets it at the right time. So 2-1 Tigers, top of the seventh. But let me take care of this real quick and then we'll chill here for a little bit longer. All right, come on, Paisley. All right, one sec. All right, I'm back. All right, what did I miss? An electric comeback by the Dodgers. Now they're up by 6, right? Oh, 2-1 Tigers. Medicine to the pup has been given from the vet. Dion is a proven winner. I mean, who's got more natural born confidence and swag than someone like a Dion or like a Bo Jackson when you actually legit played 2 sports? What can anybody say? Like they can't say shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? But Bo was even better. But Dion is hard to root against a guy like that. I want to see people like him being a former player and then being able to recruit well, coach well, and then to be able to get some great results. Good. I hope Shador ends up being badass. Hell, maybe the Bucks will get him, and that'll be my future QB. And I got Dion like on the sideline all the time. Yeah, sign me up. Hi. Yeah, I have to keep. I have to keep working, and we'll hang out after. All right, I gotta feed my pup. My pup is whining. She needs food, so let me go grab some. A dog father. You know, you got to have responsibilities. You got to take care of your pups. I know. I hear you. All right, I got to feed her. All right, give me a minute. Keep me posted. Three one Detroit. Oh, that's not good. Well, everything is medicine is delivered, food is given, wines have stopped. baby. Here we go. Oh, baby. Let's go. 3-1. Terrible. And so much pressure to be able to get so many runs late. I mean, I get it being a Mariner fan, and I understand being a Dodger fan too. It's like, I don't think either one of us, I think me or my dad, we never underestimate any opponent, no matter what the record is. You never know how it's going to go in baseball. But for, against the Tigers, I mean, you swept them. You swept the Mariners. You swept me. And we're a pretty good team. But it all depends who pitches and if they pitch well. I think we might be a little bit fatigued, but at least we control our own destiny with the Astros and the Rangers and Mariners. So we'll see probably 2 out of 3 make it. I don't know who it'll be, but I'm hoping Astros, Mariners, and just say, sorry, Rangers, you were great, but it's our time. Julio time. Bottom of the 7th, 3-1 Tigers. Come on, Peralta. Come on, David. One-two pitch. Pitch is high and outside. 2-2 count. Yeah, it's bad when the Dodgers barely have anything going on. Let me go dive. Let's see, what do we got here? We got 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error. It's tough. And Mookie and Freddie are both 0 and 3. So, I mean, they're not going to both go 0 for 4. These are Hall of Famers. So, probability and analytics say at least one or both will. Something's happening. What do we got? A hawk in the building? Oh, a goose. A goose in the building. Oh, wow. The goose is just circling in the outfield in the stadium. How dope is that? The goose is loose. 3-2 count. They're actually filming the goose as it's flying. It's going. Looks like it's going like 15 miles an hour, maybe 20. Circling in the outfield. Big strikeout. Next up, right field, to Jason Haywood. Pitch is high, 1-1 count. 3-1 Detroit, bottom of the 7th. Come on, Dodgers. You got to at least get 3 or 4 before this game is over. You can't just leave with 1. You're at home, too. Popped up. Routine play, 2 away. Damn. Here we go. Big game, James. Center fielder, James Outman. James can get some shit going. Let's go, James. James is pretty clutch in the outfield, on defense, and in the box for a lower name guy. Kind of like a Kyle Tucker, but he's not as good as Kyle Tucker. But it's like you get a guy that's kind of like that sleeper player. That's James Outman. I imagine the Dodgers were favored in this matchup. So if you bet on this game, you're probably not too happy unless the Dodgers get their little magical run. Pitch inside for a strike. 1-2 count. Come on, James. James has got top 5 hair. He's got the mullet. What's better than that? Big swing and a miss. Got him. Fuck. Damn it. Oh, brutal. I'm just checking out my fantasy football, just keeping it real. I'm like, all right, let me look at my team real quick. Let me see if there's anything magical on the wire that's just waiting for me to swoop up. Championship. One or two more quick looks here. Hold up. I just want to make sure nothing's slipping through my fingers, you know. All right, here we go. Got to have something sooner than later. I mean, it is really tough to win a game when you can't get anything going and you have to rely on the last 3 innings. I mean, regardless if you're the Dodgers or the Braves, I mean, sometimes it's just too much. You're asking too much. You know, a big rally within like 1 or 2 innings, sometimes 3 if you're lucky. But the elite teams, you know, they do find a way. Ooh, Sadie Koufax. Kirk Gibson, they just had the Oral Hershiser plaque right next to it. So dope. Johnny in the building. What's good? Top of the 8th, 3-1 Tigers. Dodgers look like shit, but we got Evan Phillips in. 2 innings left to at least tie it to go to extras. You don't even think about winning at this point because it's been so shitty. So it's just like get lucky and get a couple people to hit back to back and magically let's tie it. And then go in extras in the 10, 11 inning, like somewhere in there, 10th or 11th. And then you end up winning it. Like that's the ideal scenario. Olson, Torkelson, Diaz, Freeman, and Goldschmidt, huh? Torkelson is nice. Pitch in the zone for a strike. Oh, they did that a ball? No way. Oh my God. Buffalo Bills beating the Commandos. I don't know. Washington is much better than people realize. You know, Eric Bieniemy is really, you know, giving them a chance to score a lot of points. And their defense, typically when they're on fire, is, you know, usually a top 10. So I don't know. Washington's defense is better, but you don't know what Buffalo you're getting, the good Buffalo with Josh Allen or the Josh Allen that throws 2 to 3 picks, like against the Jets. So you're not, you know, which one are you getting? I don't know. That's you know, you would based off popularity, people would be like Buffalo, but reality, the Commanders definitely have a shot to win that game. Eric Bieniemy is the truth. Muncie there at third, got him. There we go, 2 away. Yeah, but I'll be excited to do reaction videos, and you know, regardless of what team it is, and you know, doing the Washington tape. You know, I enjoy watching their players, and Riverboat Ron and Bieniemy got something cooking there. And as long as your defensive line doesn't get injured, and you know, you can really upgrade every running back and wide receiver and quarterback's potential with an elite play caller. Yeah, it's like, could you see Washington winning 10 games or more? Yeah, it's definitely possible. If it's not this year, it'll be next year, but their trajectory is like, hey, maybe it'll be this year. Top of the 8, 2 outs, 1-0 pitch. Oh shit. Blasted to the outfield. Off the wall. Wow, stand-up double. Crushed it. All right, Carpenter. You remember certain names, and I can remember like the memories of the photos and whatnot. Like, oh, that was the guy that fucked the Mariners up. I remember him. Next up, Ibanez. Raul Ibanez. That's a real Ibanez. Raul. Mariner fans love him. 1-0 pitch. Chop foul. 1-1 count. Let's go. But Paisley's doing a little bit better from the vet visit and the anti-itch and the anti-inflammatory. But it's obviously when you lose some of the hair, and if a dog gets scraped up a little bit, it's going to take a while to heal. Row home, safe. Wow. Ibanez all the way to third. 4-1 Tigers. The Tigers are like, we are not losing this game. They're like, I don't give a shit what you guys do in the last couple innings. You are not winning. Oh shit. Just like that, bang. That's your 5-hole hitter right there. Andy Ibanez. He said, oh, you said Raul? I'll play like Raul. Shit, triple? Okay. Must run in the Ibanez family. But I definitely miss those old school players that even if we only had him for a little bit, like Omar Vizquel before he became beast mode with the Indians. Adam Jones, they gave up on him, turned into an all-star for the Orioles. Like, it sucks when you see oh, this guy's good, and then you give him away for a bag of potato chips, and then they become an all-star. Top of the 8, 4-1 Tigers. Not looking good. Dodger fans that bet on this game. Everyone's like, oh, my parlay is fucked. $20,005. Nice. It's nice. We finally hit the 20,000 subscriber number, and next goal, 21,000. And we'll just keep it moving. And shout out to everyone that has liked and subbed and commented, donated, shared. Appreciate you. And all the newbies, people watching on Twitter, X, or on YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Popped up foul. But there's some pretty good matchups. I was looking ahead because when you do fantasy, you want to be able to just kind of. For me, I'm on it like 24/7. So I'm always looking to see, okay, future, like where we're looking, home, away, whom I'm playing, what does the league look like, and you get to see like, okay, what star players are playing who, when, and a couple good matchups this weekend. I mean, there are a couple reaction videos. I'll do all of them every week, but let me just look real quick. Bills Commanders, I feel, will be entertaining. Falcons Lions will be fucking entertaining. Saints Packers will be entertaining. So those reaction videos will be interesting. Chargers Vikings, the battles of the 0-2s. You're going to get some fucking crazy wide receiver numbers in that. Panthers Seahawks, we'll see what we get there. Bears Chiefs is like, I mean, it only is going to be anything if Justin Fields does anything. Eagles Bucks. Maybe the Bucks lose by 20, or maybe we win by something. I mean, if the Bucks win and we go to 3-0 and beat the Eagles and they go to 2-1, that will be like crazy shit. Like Bucks actually being 3-0, and then you got Rams Bengals, and then Eagles Bucks. Oh yeah, you already know what we're doing. The Eagles and the Bucks at 4:15. That's gonna be fun. Steelers Raiders, the battle of 1-1s, could go either way. All right, so Saints, Packers, Falcons, Lions, I think is the ones that I'm looking for the most because I like those teams. Falcons, Lions, Saints, Packers, and I want to see like pecking order. Like who's the best? Like how good are you? Or do the Falcons go 3-0 and the Falcons drop to 1-2 even though we think Detroit's pretty good, right? Or do the Saints go to 3-0 or do the Packers beat them? Like I think it's a good test for some of the teams early at this point. So we'll see where it goes. But the reaction videos will be definitely fun. I don't know. It's a good question. 0 for 3 today. He's only batting 193. So that's extremely low. Your boy. Yo, boy. 0 for 3, 1 run, 193 average. Center fielder, Parker Meadows. All right. I've seen crazier comebacks. 4-1. This is rough. I love doing Dodger games for my dad in honor of my dad and being a fan since the 50s and being dedicated. But man, it's like watching Mariners, man. It's like, I've watched a lot of 4-1 games, with Seattle since the 80s, and they're not fun unless you get that spark at the end. But pitches outside, or the pitching is just terrible. Like they hit a guy, they walk a guy, then they have a wild pitch. And all of a sudden, you don't need to get all these big RBIs and homers. You literally have to maybe get a hit, like a double, and then that brings in one or two, by just the pitcher fucking up late. Maybe that happens. Oregon skills in Los Angeles are dope. It's like Madison Square Garden. When I hear the Oregon, I wanna be where that's at. I like that vibe. Oh shit. Crushed it. Foul. Wow. Rojas. He's like, oh dog, I got the power. Let's go, shortstop Miguel Rojas. Hit right up the middle. Routine playing. Bang. One away. Next up, catcher Austin Bonds. Down 4-1. Damn it. Barnes 0 for 2. Hard to get momentum. Then you got to be like the no-name hero guy, like the guy that's batting eighth or ninth. No one really counts on doing anything. Sometimes you will go 0 and 4, but every once in a while you get that guy that's underappreciated 8, 9 hole, hitter, and then all of a sudden you get magic, or they get on a little bit of a run. Those are always cool moments. Like you start winning games because the guys that are on the bottom end of the order are beasting. Then you're like, oh shit, okay. Oh, check swing, foul. I like the Dodger culture, though. Even though I'm a Mariner fan, just like the West Coast culture and the vibe, and just the consistency and the fan base. Like, there's nothing. Some fan bases, and certain fans, then maybe you'll have ones that are super dedicated and others that are not as much. But good roots for Los Angeles. Pitch is low. Wow, it walked him. Oh, bum, 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 bum. There's a little bit of life. Hmm. It's Tom. It's Tom. It's Mookie. Tom. 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 Bum, bum, bum. Shout out to you goats. 20K. Let's go. A lot of hard work. A lot of grind. A lot of effort. Just gotta keep growing. Keep grinding. Shout out to Calvin. It's cool when you can end up having cool bonds, even with like a rival fan base. Like I'm a Buccaneers fan through and through. Not a Brady bandwagon, but more of like Derek Brooks, Warren Sapp, John Lynch, Rondé Barber, Mike Allstott. That's, but then to be able to vibe with that fan base, that's like very rare. It's like Seahawks and Niners getting along, or Cowboys and Eagles. It just doesn't exist, but it's a good understanding. Oh, Dodgers. Will Vest to take the fucking test, the Mookie fucking test. Let's go, Mookie Bads. Mookie, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Rally, 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 rally. Rally time. For a second there, you thought I was Freddie Freeman or Mookie Betts. There we go. Hit you with the Shadur. The SS, the Shadur Sanders. There we go. That's what makes it exciting. It's like sometimes they make you wait so long to get excited at the end of the game, but then when it does get to that point, it does, you don't know what's going to happen. The players are there. The Hall of Fame players are there, Mookie and Freddie. Are you going to finally deliver? You ain't going to go 0 for 8. Mookie was the first equation. He didn't go. He went 1 for 4. How about you, Freddie? And Freddie can just be smart and take a walk, and then they'll end up getting something good because they're good bases loaded, like the Mariners. So they're down 4-1. Shit, we can get it to 4-4 right here. 2-0 pitch. Come on, Freddie. Do it for my dad. No, it took a pitch looking 2-1 count. All right, come on, Freddie. So fresh and so clean. Your first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Like you already know the way that he at bats, that precision, that the stance. Like he is a hitting fucking machine, but not right there. Damn. But it gets the RBI. There we go. 4-2. Just wanted him to get on safe, but RBI is an RBI. Nice job, Freddie. Next up, Max Muncy. Let's go, Muncy. Oh, yeah. Game got exciting now. Let's go, Muncy. It's tied up. Let's tie this shit up. 4-4. I mean, it's usually a home run or a strikeout, so let's go for the latter. Let's go. Bottom of the 8th, 4-2. Finally, the game has gotten exciting. It took 8 innings. Muncy routine, right to the shortstop. Got him. Fuck. Well, at least they got 1. 4-2, so now they just have to get 2 in the 9th. Wow. Okay. Well, at least they chipped away. Going to the top of the 9th, 4-2 Tigers. Next up for the Tigers, 0 for 3, left fielder Akil Badu. Batting second this inning, center fielder Parker Meadows. And rounding it off, batting ninth in the order, catcher Carson Kelly. 2 for 3. Maybe he's the one. All right, here we go. Can't give up anything, and we just got to grad rolls. Got to go bang, bang, bang. 1, 2, 3. Strike out, ground out, pop up, bang, 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 and then just have a little magic. Try to get 2. Go to extras. Chances of that happening is like 5%, 10%, but maybe it's the game that they actually do it. And then if they do go in extras, then you like the Dodgers' chances because of the momentum they built to get to that point. So if we can tie it, they can win it. But that's going to be the hard part, just to even try to get it in extras. Let's go. Still a chance. I mean, it's very, very slim, but when you are one of the legit goats, of rosters, anything can happen late in games. I mean, I remember watching games with my dad or seeing like the Dodgers up like 6-0, and then all of a sudden the starting pitching goes out and then they lose 7-6. That's depressing, every scenario. So you never know, but first, if the team believes, that's the first part. And you already know like a Dodger or Brave team is going to be like built. Like we believe, like we're down 6-0. Okay, we're going to come back and win 7-6 in the ninth. Like most teams are not built that way. Head of the count, 0-2. Gratterall, get his ass. Chop to first, routine play. Got him. 1 away. There we go. There we go, baby. Gratterall. Oh, that's cool. I like the OGs that when they pitch, they got like the mullet or like the long hair. It reminds me of like the Scarface era or like 80s, 90s. Razor Ramon, like the OG pitchers. All right, Gradwell, I'll see you. Head of the count, 0-2. Get him. Pitches low and in the dirt, 1-2 count. It's like 5% chance to come back and tie. Probably like a 2% chance to come back and win. But if anyone could do it, it's the Dodgers. 1-2 pitch. Pitches low and inside, 2-2 count. Don't lose them. But sometimes baseball games are a little slow where it's like exciting in the first inning or two. Then it's a dead zone for like 4 or 5 innings. And then you get towards the end where it's like the last inning or two or inning and a half. And then you're like, oh shit. It's like sometimes you wish they could just cram all the action in a little bit in a shorter period. But sometimes you have those dead zones where teams are struggling or they leave guys on. Those are the worst. Let's go. 2 away. Grad roll. Got him. Gratterall looks huge too. Like if you're looking at him watching, the game right now, it's like just visually, like pretty stout. Kind of throws at you rather than to a spot. So 1-0 pitch to Kelly. Right to first. Got him. There we go. Yes, sir. Easy. Gratterall. Bang, bang, bang. 1, 2, 3. Now the rally is about to show up. This is where the Dodgers get 2 runs and tie the game. So we can go to extras. Maybe. Let's see what part of the Dodger order that they have a shot. 0 for 2 with a base on ball. DH J.D. Martinez. Do we get Hayward? It looks like we do. But before him, batting second this inning, 0 for 3 with a K, left fielder David Peralta. Like maybe you substitute that player to have someone else hit. And batting third, as long as they don't make any changes, looks like they won't. 0 for 3 with a K, Jason Haywood. So between the three of them, 0 for 8. That's not good. But maybe a guy will step up. You're not going to just finish the day just terrible, right? Sometimes you got to be like Mookie and Freddie, get something going at some point. Freddie wasn't able to, 0 for 4. But Mookie was like, nope, I'm determined. I'll go at least 1 for 4. I ain't getting a goose egg. I ain't getting the donut. I'm too good for that shit. You are. You're Hall of Famer. So are you, Freddie. All right, it's time for some fucking magic. Let's go. James Outman. He close to 250. It's like 244. 0 for 3 today, having just a shit day today. But needs to get that batting average up to like 270, 280. I mean, 300 is preferred, but we know in baseball it's very difficult, to get to those numbers. So, all right, baby, let's go. Top foul. This is a time where it's like you would wish you have Justin Turner, or have other players with an opportunity to make a big play. But normally Outman, I mean, would be going like 2 for 4, something like that. 1 for 4, 2 for 4. But it's like the games that you see Mookie and Freddie go 0 for 4, or only one of them gets a hit. It's like, wow, you're Hall of Fame, both of you. First ballot, both of you. Like, how the hell are you going 0 for 8 between the two of you? It's like, well, that motherfucker that's pitching must be excellent, or the combination of them. But baseball is hard. That's even elite players struggle on the baseball level more than the NFL and hockey and basketball. Like the slumps are much stronger, and you have to be more mental health playing baseball. Lots of ups, but a lot of downs. Got to be mentally strong. Nice catch in the outfield. One away. JD. All right, left fielder David Peralta. Can you be the hero, or possibly you, Jason Hayward? You'd be like the guys that are just there. Maybe you could be replaced. There could be someone that was better that comes in next year or the year after, a rookie or a free agent. But can you be the guy now, David Peralta? Come on, baby. Anything. Hit by pitch, a walk, just something. Come on, Peralta. Big swing and a miss. That was a rip. He was shooting for a freaking second deck. I'll take a single, bro. Broski. Oh, chop foul. 1-2 count. Come on, baby. All right, bottom of the ninth, 4-2 Tigers. 2-2 pitch, 1 out. Come on, Peralta. B-O-G. Come on. Struck out looking. It's like when it rains, it pours. You're asking a whole lot out of guys that have not been able to even get close to a hit all night. And then that 0-4 whatever continues for both players. Now, our last guy, the stud OG right fielder, Jason Haywood. Can Jason extend the game for James Outman to be the hero? Let's fucking go. Jason? Come on, Jason. Be smart at the plate and just be, patient in the box. And I know he can get a hit. I know he can. He doesn't even have a hit in the series yet. This would be his first hit in the series. Over 6. So come on, baby. What happened? 0-6 in the series. Bottom of the ninth. ESP. He hasn't got a hit. He's not going to get a hit. He's not going to do it. Just going to be like JD Martinez. Just going to be like David Peralta. And you think, why? Oh, it's like, this guy knows. This guy's an alien. He gets the information. He says it. Boom. And it happens. That's how people win money. The ESP. Let's go, baby. You're talking into existence. Manifesting. It is real. Next up, a guy to be able to give us a shot. Center fielder, James Outman. Let's go. Let's go. All right. It's time. It's time. Work the count, baby. It's cool to be able to have an opportunity. It's like you can be bad, but you can make that moment. And sometimes you can feel it. Some guys will crack under pressure, and other guys have proven in the past that they have a better probability to get a hit. Now, what are the chances of him actually getting that hit right there? It wasn't very good. 0-6, but just in that moment, he's a clutch player. So I feel confident, and I can say it. He manifested that shit.
Ideas all around. Coming in hot with a Canva doc. Docs and decks, I like it a lot. Design a website quick in minutes. Canva videos too, one-stop shop. You can design with ease, print with free delivery. Make your work feel like a breeze. Beautiful templates, yes please. Whoa, 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 whoa. You can get the job done, play and have fun. Won't you design today at canva.com.
Let's go. And that's it. Oh, brutal. Brutal. How's it going to end like that? But I tried. Next time I end up doing a Dodger game, they better win. They got to get the dubs. That's rough. All you want is just an opportunity for someone to come up big at the end of the game. And, some guys can come up with that big play, and sometimes it's just you're down by too much. All right, final score, Tigers 4, Dodgers 2. Shout out to all the GOATs for all the support. We hit over 20,000 subs today, which is awesome. And plenty of reaction videos. I'll do probably a couple college ones tomorrow to be able to buy some time. And then we're going to end up doing the Niners and the Giants on Thursday Night Football. And then afterwards, I'll do a reaction video to the game. And we'll be pumping those videos out every week, every single game. And like I said, even though that the Giants will probably lose by $1 billion, I'm really excited to watch the Niners. I like what I see with Brock Purdy and Kyle Shanahan. You got Deebo Samuel and Ayuk and Kittle, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, Talanoa Hufanga. It's a potty, even though we're not getting Saquon Barkley. So I appreciate every single one of y'all that donated, commented, shared. I appreciate everything that you guys have done, and only bigger and better things on and above and beyond. So I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. And I got one question for you. Who talk sports like us? Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, and I'm out. Gang.